Hi, besties, and welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens.
A show where we talk about all things drag because we're semi-qualified to speak on it.
I'm Juicebox.
And I'm Cynthia Kiss.
And welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens, Season 1.
The Rewind.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
How are you?
Oh my goodness, I'm so good. I'm feeling my coffee. I'm feeling my smoothie you graciously made for me this morning.
I did. I know it was our first episode of the day, so we're fresh.
I think it's one of those situations where Juice was like, "Can I get you anything?" And I don't think she was expecting me to actually
Heard me like, yeah, of course. And I was like, oh, fuck.
I was like, "Oh, that smoothie you made yesterday. I would love one of those." And she's like, "On it." I was like, "Oh, she didn't mean that."
I was like, oh, fuck, now I gotta make
That
two.
was like white person talk where it's just like, "Hey, hun,
do you need anything?
I've got the bill." "No, I've got the
bill."
bill.
Yeah,
"No,
it was-
I've got the bill."
It was me saying, you need anything? And her said yes. And I went, fuck, I don't really have time for that.
I know. I was like, "Oh wait, she's probably busy." But either
Well,
way,
I had to
feel,
paint.
I feel satiated.
And you know what? As long as you were fine with waiting the extra 15 minutes for me to
Hey,
paint.
for a smoothie, worth it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I taught a class this morning, and then I got a treatment done on my foot.
Crazy.
And then I fired a face on
And made 2 smoothies.
and made 2 smoothies and took a shower.
One more than she thought she would.
Mm-hmm.
But that's life, folks. You know, sometimes you're just making extra smoothies.
I know. And you know what? Last time I did a double batch where I just threw everything in.
Well, that's what I thought it
No.
was.
Today, what I did,
I did notice the sound
I
went
did
off
two
twice.
separate ones because I had creatine, and I don't want you to dilute my creatine.
Shots fired.
So what do you need creatine for? What are you using it for?
What do I need creatine for?
Do you want to get big juicy muscles? Huh? You want that extra bit of energy? You want that mitochondria to have a little bit more food?
Maybe. I'm hearing like science words, but I feel like they're not being applied in like a scientific way.
I think that was right. Yeah, because creatine is like naturally occurring in the body.
Yeah.
And it like feeds the mitochondria, I think. I don't know. I passed my exam, so I don't need to know this anymore.
Oh, I barely passed my science classes. I said, let's phase into the arts.
I know. I wish I did better in sciences, though, because I could be a nurse.
Could you imagine juice boxes in That would be camp. So camp. I'd be like, you'd be entertained, but would you be healthy? I don't know. I just noticed that light's on. Is that okay?
Just turn it up.
Yeah. Now, big difference, right?
Not even
Oh my
a
God.
difference. It makes like marginal difference.
The only difference was it broke the flow. Good job, Sid.
Good job, Sid. You could have just went, turned it off, not even said anything. Yeah, imagine me as a nurse.
A whole different life.
I know. What about you?
Oh, I would have probably done my corporate like design thing.
No, but what if you went into medical?
Oh, if I stayed into the sciences,
What-
in the sciences.
What do you think you'd be?
Huh.
Neurosurgeon.
Or sometimes, I kind of geek out with numbers. Like
Math.
when we're doing the accounting kind of stuff for tour, budgets and stuff. I think maybe in another world, I could make that work for me.
Kind.
Yeah.
Math.
I could be on a book tour right now instead.
I'm in a basement.
I'm trapped.
You can tell that this is episode 5, our second long day.
Oh my God, no, totally. My energy in the first episode compared to like the rest of the season will just be like choo, 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 choo. The tales of a crashing Aries.
Yes. Well, the first episode
I was just so hyped.
you were very excited.
Very hyped. Yeah, no, it's a fun place to be. Juice land. And then just, the spackle, it fades. I'm just trapped. Trapped. But we should get into the episode. I feel like we should dive in.
Yeah.
Episode 5, Feeling Alive. Canada's Drag Race,
Oh.
Season 1.
Cute.
We have just said goodbye to Tainomi officially.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, no shade to Alona Verley, but somehow she's becoming quickly the lip sync assassin of this season.
Yeah. Which you'd think, like, traditionally it would be someone like Tainomi or like Priyanka.
When I think lip sync assassin, I think someone who comes with a lot of those very big tricks, like a death drop, a split, and then some, like that whole accoutrement of choreography. And Alona, she's more, she stands, she emotes, she gives strong arms, but she doesn't do any of those
Big tricks.
Those big tricks.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that that's totally paying off.
Yeah, because this is kind of shouting out to the rest of the season because Alona lip syncs quite a bit more.
Quite a bit more.
And she sends home, like, I think 3 girls.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Just kidding. But yeah, so we'll get
Spoiler.
into that later. The gate of Alona being the lip sync assassin.
Kinda.
The LSA.
LSA, lip sync assassin. Alona walks out on an All Stars lip sync assassin.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But yeah, I think the whole cast is kind of thrown that Tainomi is officially gone.
Yeah, and I think that it's something about what we said last week is like Tainomi is like one of the biggest names in Canada. Still is.
Truly.
But at the time she was huge.
Yeah. She was just at the Junos. This will come out later, but she was a backup dancer for Nelly Furtado. Very cool.
And also Venus was there, our current reigning winner.
Strutting her stuff.
But yeah, so Tainomi leaves, and then what was it that happened after?
I feel like the girls are starting to pick on Lemon. Is that happening yet?
Well, yeah, they're getting a little bit on her, a little bit, not too much.
Yeah,
because she is the girl that nobody really knows. She's the girl from New York, so they kind of see her as like somebody who is a little bit of a threat, but also like really young. She hasn't been doing drag the longest. I think she'd only been doing drag 2 years by then.
Right.
So I feel like there's a little bit of bullying happening.
A little bit of bullying.
A little bit.
And speaking of bullying, that's turned into a comedy challenge. We did the mini, which is the reading challenge.
Yes. Oh my God. So Lemon got to get all her anger out on them.
Yes. Who was a standout in the reading challenge for you?
Boa was surprisingly quite good.
She's a
right?
funny girl. The thing about Boa, she actually can structure a joke.
Yeah. So she had some really kind of like sweet, fun little jokes. Lemon, obviously. The only thing you're fucking is stupid. Yeah. Like it's one of the best jokes that I've ever heard on a reading challenge.
Very smart.
But they were all, sorry, they were all fairly funny. Sorry, a little cough. It wasn't
emotional. She got emotional.
They were all very,
they were all like really good.
They were all fairly funny. There wasn't any like real big flops. I think Alona had one that didn't really make sense.
Yeah. I remember that. Hers were just kind of facts.
They were just sort of facts. And then like Rita read Brooke because she said, thank God a franchise can finally have a Canadian winner.
And then a little shade, a little eye contact.
A little, ooh.
An eye. It says it all. Those French Canadians, they're subtle. Cutting but subtle.
And then she fell asleep.
But I feel like it's very classic to have that reading challenge on the same episode as the Snatch Game.
We have a Snatch Game winner here with us.
Yes, we do. And I'm wearing a blazer by the character I impersonated on the Snatch Game, Rachel Zhao. Oh my God. This blazer was only $59.99. And then I took it in, and it's like now I can't like properly like close it, but that's okay.
No, who needs to close it?
I wanted it to be like always open.
I kind of like that it's not closed,
right?
I think it gives you a better shape, and then it's I feel like closed you wouldn't see all that like pretty pink.
Thank you. I know. And then I had the stone V-neck vest. But yes, feels like many moons ago that I won the Snatch Game. But it's a fun season. Excuse me. It's a fun challenge. I feel like sometimes this is a polarizing challenge as of late. Some people love the Snatch Game. Some people cannot stand it. They think it's out of date.
It is
boring.
a little out of date.
Yeah.
It is. And I feel like you've got to be good because there's a lot of people who start at 100 and you can't go anywhere from 100. You can just go to 200 and it can kind of take over. Or you can just not be funny and it's like boring and awkward. I find the Snatch Game to be the cringiest challenge.
See, but I love it when someone's not doing a good job, but they still know how to own it. Like I feel like there are certain queens where they're like, oh, this is not working, and you almost like acknowledge it. Like, you know, when the impression's so trash it becomes good again,
I guess.
Yeah, like there's been examples of that in the past. Like Jada, I feel like when she did it, like wasn't her character, like it kind of wasn't working.
No, hers didn't work at all.
Exactly, but like there's certain times where it's like car crash TV in a good way. If you can make Rue laugh.
But that's what I mean. It's like it's cringy.
Yeah.
And to be cringe is to be free.
Oh my God, that's literally going to be the title of my book. I can teach classes.
Is to be free.
How to be cringe, how to be free.
So we find out everyone is. I'm going to bring this back up because I want to see what everybody's was.
Oh yeah, their picks.
Their picks. So we have Kiki with Mariah.
Yes.
We have Alona with Rebecca Moore, the Cock Destroyer.
Cock Destroyer.
Cock Destroyer. Rest in peace, Sophie. Jimbo, who chose Joan Rivers. Scarlett, who chose Liza.
Liza.
Wouldn't have known it was Liza unless she said it. Liza. She just said it a lot.
Yeah.
Rita Baga, who did Edith Piaf.
Yes.
Boa, who did Gypsy Rose. Lemon, who did Jojo Siwa. And then Priyanka, who chose to do Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
So, fun fact.
Is your mic okay?
It keeps on.
I know, I was going to say, if you tighten it from the base.
So with Priyanka and her choice, I remember she had originally said that she really wanted to do Miranda Sings.
Oh.
I know. And like, thank God she didn't, because the way that aged.
But at the time,
I mean, at the time, but like,
Yeah.
imagine now.
so she would have been Colleen,
She would have been Colleen Ballinger.
right?
Yeah. Toxic gossip train. Chugging down the tracks of misinformation.
Right.
Oh
my
crazy.
God. And we're on YouTube. Oh my God, it's so meta.
I know. And it's kind of funny because like Priyanka, you could really see that like influence in Priyanka's comedy.
Yeah, she has that like millennial flavor to her humor for sure.
Priyanka has a very deep millennial humor
Yeah.
to her
No,
to
for
her
sure.
humor. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
wouldn't. No, I wouldn't want her to, because it feels more genuine to her. But it is very like, it is millennial. Her comedy.
I love how she says it like a dirty word.
Millennial.
It is
millennial.
Like she should get that checked out.
She got that worked out.
But who else? We had Boa.
Boa did Gypsy Rose,
But she wasn't sure at first. She was thinking of Cyndi Lauper as well.
which was funny because her Cyndi Lauper impersonation was good.
I thought it was good. And then Jeffrey kind of made her spooked a little bit when he didn't find it funny. But it was like, don't worry.
Also, can we talk about
His walkthroughs?
Why is it always Jeffrey walking through?
It's been consistently Jeffrey for a couple episodes.
Consistently Jeffrey.
And it's just very like, I don't know. We keep feeling like it's an actor playing a role. And I know that's shady, but it's just.
But it's what it is.
It doesn't feel real.
It's what it is. So what are you gonna do? You know,
It's like, are you going to play it safe or are you going to take a risk? It's like, honestly, sometimes playing it safe on this show works out. Like the thing you're good at and you're rehearsed at, you then want to premiere on national television.
Yeah.
Go for it, diva. Don't let that person get in your head. Like taking
do
a
it.
wild random risk doesn't always pay off.
No.
So yeah, his walkthrough advice is like a little wacky in my opinion.
But that's what Scarlett did. She didn't take a risk. She had done Laisha. And she made it through. She didn't get sent home.
So yes, we also have Scarlett Bobo not sure if she's going to do Fran Drescher
Or Laisha.
or Liza Minnelli. And she did, this is a chance, or this was a moment where she did do Fran, and I didn't think it was as strong.
No.
It didn't.
Well, didn't she say Mr. Schofield instead of Mr. Sheffield?
She said Mr. Jeffries.
Mr. Jeffries.
And I believe the character's proper name is Sheffield.
Mr. Sheffield.
Right, because I remember
Yeah,
you
yeah.
saying that.
Yeah.
So I think in the moment, she gets a little scared with improv.
A little frazzled.
I've
Yeah,
noticed
yeah.
when she has to improv, she's a little like,
Frazzy-dazzy.
she says things kind of twice. She's like, I got my wigs, I got my hair, I got my wigs,
I got
I'm
my
like,
hair.
It's the same thing, diva. But it's just on the spot.
And what was she?
Liza Minnelli.
Yeah.
It's the only time on Canada's Drag Race or Drag Race period where when you're in Snatch Game, they just say their name a lot.
Yeah.
Like I've never witnessed that ever
She just
again.
said her name a lot.
Like it's me, Jojo Siwa. It's me, Jojo Siwa. It's like it doesn't. After a while, I think because it's Liza Minnelli, she's of that era of showgirl, like
Yeah.
entertainer. That maybe she does plug her name that often.
But I mean, to be fair, the voice was there. The look was there.
the voice was there, the
Yeah.
candor, like the pacing.
Yeah.
It just was funny to hear her say probably 14 times this episode, I'm Liza Minnelli.
Liza.
I'm Liza.
It's like, it was like a crutch.
It's like, it's not debatable. It's like, okay.
And just be like, are you Judy?
We've established.
I think you're Judy.
You're Liza.
Are you sure you're Liza?
But I thought she did a good job.
She did a great job.
Other strong contenders, Jimbo is Joan Rivers. I feel like that was like a.
Oh, you want to smell my mother? Smell my fingers.
You loved that.
Oh my God, I lost my mind.
Lost your mind.
It's been years since I've watched it, and she said that, and I lost it again. It was so funny.
No, totally.
And like for me, like the Snatch Game, I don't really laugh much anymore because we're so
Right.
jaded.
Yeah.
And I found with Jimbo, I laughed again.
No, you made Juice laugh again.
I felt joy.
Thanks, Jimbo.
Thanks, Jimbo.
I've been trying for 2 weeks.
I just can't be happy.
No, but
People are gonna think that I trap you in my house. I promise she's having a lovely time.
please send help.
Send help.
Send help.
Send help. She won't stop feeding me delicious meals.
No, the meals have been really good.
I know Mr. Bach
Spot
makes
on
these.
cook.
He makes these like homemade chicken burgers with ground chicken. I'm really sorry. Yeah, they're fabulous.
I don't know what's
They're
in
really
them,
good.
but there is like a spice and herb that I don't typically cook with, and it's lovely in there.
I don't know what it is.
It's like a thyme.
I
or
will say,
something.
do you know what is in there that makes me like, it's delicious, but for the way I eat it makes me a little like sad? Mayo.
That's okay.
It's a lot of fat.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's a little mayo.
I like when that stuff is in the meal. It makes it taste better. I just don't add like extra condiments and stuff then.
See, I add more mayo.
Right.
Because I want to taste the mayo.
Mm-hmm. Let that hit your tongue.
Oh, it's so good. A little mayo on a dill pickle. Or like, oh my God, come on.
So this episode, do they just, after the walkthrough, do they just dive into the Snatch game?
Yeah, they just
remember on Canada's Drag Race, we have the She Talk red carpet.
Yes, which I kind of like. I don't think they've done it on other seasons.
No.
I think this is the only one they did it. Because did you do it?
Yes.
You did it?
Yeah.
Oh, fab. Yeah,
They do it with Snatch Game. It's like it's kind of their chance to let you see this, like a full-bodied shot of each impression. It's almost like make sure you bring shoes. Because it's the only time you're going to see it. It's on the She Talk red carpet.
I've got my little slippers.
Hey, don't look at us.
Yeah,
we're not doing the She Talk red carpet right now.
Yeah, I've got my...
But I feel like it's a cute... Great. I feel like it's like a nod to E-Talk.
Of course.
Like, and then Tracy being there, Hollywood, red carpet correspondent. Like, it's their chance to kind of like give it a Canadian edge.
Yeah. No.
Make it their own.
And it's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
And then we just get right to the Snatch game. And who were your standouts?
Oh my goodness. I did mention Joan Rivers, Jimbo, killed it. Really good at the improvising with other contestants.
Yeah.
Not everyone could do the yes and actually like converse. There was one point when Boa had a chance to make a funny asking about what she was diagnosed with.
No, it was how did you kill your mother?
Exactly. And she has this beat where she's trying to think of something to say because it's very on the cusp. It's improv. Jimbo just jumps in right away and just like, she ate her.
Look at the size of this bitch.
Look at the size of this bitch.
She ate her.
And that's when I find the Snatch game electric because there are those moments where that's real time. Like you basically have 1.5 seconds. There's always that little linger between things on TV, but the cameras are all rolling where you can jump in. And quite honestly, that's how I won the Snatch game because you have these beats. It was like Pythia not saying something for 1 second. I was like, I can get in there. Yeah, it's my middle child energy where I'm just like, I will be heard. Like,
I will know me and you will hear me.
Yes,
I love that.
Yeah, so it pays off.
My standouts were definitely Jimbo, obviously. Lemon,
really funny.
Hale,
really funny. At the time, was JoJo Siwa as popular?
Yeah,
because I feel like there's almost like this moment in time where it's like before Lemon doing JoJo Siwa
and then
after.
So it's Lemon made JoJo Siwa popular.
I feel like it's all in the zeitgeist. Like I really do think it helped.
Continue.
I really think it helped. I feel like up until that point, maybe I just didn't know who she was or I didn't care as much. But then after it was like,
now I want it to stay there. It's really just drifting.
I know it keeps going.
It keeps falling down, and I'm like,
you could like go down.
I'm like talking like this.
Your posture is just awful.
Yeah.
But I just feel like before the show, I had no idea who she was.
Really?
I know Dance Moms and stuff.
I was like, did you not watch Dance Moms?
Not religiously.
Oh,
No, yeah.
she was doing stadium tours.
Well, I wasn't like 10.
Well, I know, but it's like
her audience was for
but
kids,
it's like you know
right?
who the Wiggles are.
I sort of, yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like I sort of knew who JoJo Siwa was, right? Like, and I feel like it was a smart choice for her to do it. This was right before JoJo was did Dancing with the Stars.
This is what I mean. And then all of a sudden she does Dancing with the Stars, and then I watched her for a whole season. It's honestly just fun. Easy character to make fun of, though. She was really
Hail.
I
said hail for 6 months after that episode. Hail.
Did you hear JoJo Siwa's new song?
No.
It's her trying. She's in her bad girl era.
Okay, so here is where I'm going to rant. This is going to be a bit of a tangent. JoJo Siwa started. Okay, JoJo Siwa, you should not have done this. It's awful. What you should have done is at Dancing with the Stars, that could have been her come to adulthood moment because she's dancing with a woman. She's all hot and stuff, and that could have been that moment. Like, why are you doing this like awful bad song and like a kind of shitty music video where you're kissing girls? It's just like, just kiss girls. It's not scandalous.
Yeah.
You know, I see guys doing poppers and getting fisted. It's not scandalous for you to kiss a girl, you know?
But maybe like think middle
sorry.
of the country and like
Middle America.
Like
They're not watching that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not their average content.
That's fair.
You gotta kind of remember different strokes for different folks. And so she really is trying to break that good girl image. This is her chance. You thought it should have been Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, it already was. She did Dancing with the Stars. It was fabulous.
That felt like
did it feel little girl?
Teenager to me.
No.
Like Walk Before You Can Run. You know what I mean?
Dancing with the Stars?
For
it's
her,
very scandalous.
at the time, her style of dancing, those costumes, it felt PG-13.
What? She was wearing such scandalous outfits and dancing with a woman.
But no kissing.
And no fisting.
Now we're like, she's never fisting. I don't know why you keep using that. And fisting. It's like, never. So I think now it's her chance. Go on, pop off, JoJo. We support. We've talked a lot about JoJo Siwa. We got to jump right into the Snatch Game.
Got to move on.
Okay,
who are bad ones for you? Who are your low points?
Oh, Priyanka, Miss Cleo. What was going on?
See, here's my thing. I feel like if Pri had somebody to volley with, like a Stacey McKenzie, I think it would have been better.
Sometimes Pri has this habit of like doing a deadpan stare as like a comedy choice. Like she's not afraid of eye contact. She'll just really like look right deadpan
with like a really bad posture.
And she started the Snatch Game with a flop of a joke and then did that deadpan stare, and it was like,
but here's my thing, because she was doing this like although Tainomi does say in the finale, you're such a bad Jamaican.
Her words.
I didn't say
ours.
it. Tainomi said that. We'll clip that in so it's not me. But as she didn't have like someone like a Stacey McKenzie to volley with who would understand her jokes a little bit better,
right?
Because it was just like White Lady Brooke, and she was just like, what are rice and peas, like,
but
kind
she
of
missed
thing.
I knew you were gonna say that whole bit, like that.
I know, but I
whole
feel
thing
like
when you're playing a psychic,
I
it's
know,
so funny to play.
but I
that.
feel like she would have been more safe if she had a better volley.
Yeah, either way, I was surprised because I thought Brooke would be a much stronger improviser, and there just was. I couldn't tell if she was stuck on the character, stuck on the format of the show. There just were a lot of times where she looked a little lost in this challenge, and
I agree.
It felt good to watch because she's so good at drag.
It humanizes her.
I was like, oh my god, she's a person.
I know, it's nice to watch Priyanka be bad at things.
Yeah, seriously,
I love it.
Yeah,
and what's funny is like there is quite a lot of improv challenges this season, and Priyanka does bad on all of them.
I know, she acknowledges it. She's like, why? I really thought I would do good at this.
She's like, I'm an improv artist. Why aren't I funny?
No, so totally. I really get that. I so get that. So yeah, I would say Priyanka. Obviously, this was kind of her dip in the season historically. Who else was struggle bus?
Kiara was bad, but we got the iconic "Honey, it's Christmas, baby."
I love when Brooke is like, the album is called "Honey, It's Christmas, Baby."
Camp.
She's like,
what's so funny is when Kiki does the worst, she goes viral.
Sometimes people like to see that.
Kiki won a Kai Kai, but none of these queens are my type. And then also, honey, it's Christmas, baby.
I know.
Like, how iconic is that?
All of her flops became like viral.
The best. Yeah. You know?
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah. Like all of her, anytime, like if you were to tell me on paper, like this viral moment didn't do well, I would be like, why? You know? And then you watch it and you see the context and you get it.
Like Brooke literally quoted that the next season.
Honey, it's Christmas, baby.
Yeah, in like the workroom, like
it's great
after the walkthrough for Snatch Game. So
absolutely hilarious.
Not many queens get quoted other seasons, so
no. Kiara also has like a lot of like lasting power with her effect on the show, which is it's so funny. She said she had so many moments that would make you remember season 1.
I think it's because she did it when she was so young and just like real. This is the problem with trying to self-produce. It's like it's just so much more enjoyable to watch someone who's just like a raw vessel, you know. It's like let me be
so young too.
Exactly, just like woohoo, I'm having a great time. It kind of just makes you feel like happy to watch. Who else was a flop? I feel like Boa did okay with Gypsy Rose. More timely than ever. Did we hear that Gypsy Rose is off social media now? She came back from jail and then
her apologies were my favorite.
Right?
Oh my god, where she'd be like, hi everybody, I just want to apologize for this. I'm like, the girl has been in jail. Like, what kind of moral standard are you holding her to?
Literally.
You know, this poor girl.
I know.
Remember when she said the dick was bomb, or was that photoshopped?
No, I think that was real.
That was real, where she said her boyfriend's dick is bomb? Fuck, that's
she
so
really
cunt.
didn't understand how social media worked.
That's so cunty.
I don't think she understood, like, how this was all going to go down.
That's so, dare I say, mother.
Mother. Ooh. But yeah, an interesting pick for Boa. I feel like more relevant now than ever. At the time, it almost felt a little distasteful.
Oh, she got canceled.
She got really roasted for
She
it.
got really roasted, which like kind of like I mean, not to say I didn't really get, but it's just like they were very much like they came at it from the fact that it's like she is the victim. I'm like, Diva, she's in jail.
Yeah.
Like, she killed her mother.
Yeah, either way, it felt like it was too soon, I think, for some people.
What?
It was the timing of it.
I don't know.
It just felt like a weird pick. Like, do you remember it was Down Under when...
Dianenda.
Was it Electra? She did the dingo ate my baby.
Was that too early?
That people took offense to that too, because it was like it's a funny quote out of context, but if you really break it down, like it's this mother losing her child. So I think it's in that vein of like picking a certain character. Some people can't find the funny in it, but
where are the jokes?
Where are the jokes? I will give Boa credit where credit's due. Her iPhone headphones,
hilarious,
as an oxygen tube or whatever.
Hilarious.
That's improv, baby.
That was great, honey. This is improv, baby.
through props.
Props. Who else? I mean, Rita was good. She loves a falling asleep gag.
Yes, we'll notice. This is the first time this season where she does this. I'm sleepy, I don't want to be here thing.
But she falls on it a lot.
I don't particularly find it funny. You know how there's that classic yes and when it comes to improv?
Hers is yes.
No, hers is no, I'm tired. That to me isn't as funny. I'm just going to say it.
She does a lot of sleep gags.
Yeah. The Edith Piaf thing, really cool to kind of give history to, French culture. I just felt like, to me, it wasn't as funny as the judges were laughing. Like, Brooke was, like, howling, and I was like, am I missing something?
I thought it was just kind of fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. Especially when you have, like, Joan Rivers and...
some heavy hitters.
And Liza.
You got to give Bobo credit for the energy and the commitment.
Oh, she committed to the bet. Yeah, she did great.
She should be committed.
Oh my God. I did not say that. I did not say that. Those were words that did not come out of my mouth.
I know, that's why we have video now.
Cynthia's mouth. It's going to zoom in on your face.
She should be committed. She should be committed. She should be committed.
Who was next to Kiki?
It was our final slot. Oh my God, why am I blanking? Who was on the very, very end? It was... Oh my God. You should see my brain right now. I'm like spinning through seasons of Drag Race.
I know. I'm going to look at them.
Oh my God, it was Alona.
Alona. Yes, that's the one I wanted to talk about.
Black.
She did really good.
She surprisingly did well.
She did really good.
Is this your first time on the Snatch Game? Do you know what, Brooklyn? It is.
Camp. Absolute camp.
This is what I mean when people like aren't trying to be funny. It's just like they're just being real.
Actually, Brooklyn, it is. Like, oh my God. Can you spell cock? Say, fuck.
So funny.
It's really funny. Like, she should have almost been in the top.
I know.
Like,
she kind of stumbled into that one, though.
She stumbled into it, but like it was really good.
Like, Jimbo felt like he was driving his car. Alona was kind of like a baby on board, just being like accidentally pressed gas and it's going. And it's working.
She got a lot of good jokes. Like, I'm happy she was safe, but like if Alona was in the top, I would have been like, yeah.
That tracks.
That was quite good.
That's a lucky seat. That's a good seat to sit in. Hers. That's where I sat.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Say. Ok. Fuck. Anyways, but yeah,
at least for that first round, they start from next to Brooke and then file through, so you technically get to answer last.
Oh,
yeah. The other rounds, it's the order is not the same, but for that very first round, you do get a little second to like meditate on your answer.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah, that's why Boa was probably a little thrown about like, how did your mom die? Because it was like just really quick.
Because it was hers.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if she just went, "I killed her, Brooke."
Yeah.
Yeah, just straight up.
Well, that's just it, right? It's like, I don't know. It's kind of murky territory.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways. So we're going to go right to the main stage after this. Is there mirror chats? What were the mirror chats? Let's look.
Oh, I'm sure there...
We're good.
Spill an aisle.
We're good. I caught it. And now let's hear from our sponsor, Freddie. Freddie is one of the largest and most inclusive online PrEP providers. What is PrEP? PrEP is short for pre-exposure prophylaxis PrEP is a pill that you take once a day, every day, that reduces your risk of contracting HIV by up to 99%.
Get PrEP prescribed online and have it discreetly delivered to your door for free. No more awkward, judgmental doctor visits. So visit gofreddy.com to book a consultation and see if PrEP is right for you.
So we go right to the main stage, and our guest host this week is Mary Walsh.
Yes.
And this one was a very popular one for people. They loved Mary Walsh.
I thought she killed it.
She was great. I just didn't know who she was.
So you weren't a This Hour Has 22 Minutes fan?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, that's like legendary.
I know, I guess. But I remember people were like fawning over this everywhere, especially Canadians. They were like, she's the best host. She should be there permanently.
It's on a level of like I would say for Canadians, like it's almost as iconic as like SNL.
No, I understand that. I sometimes think Canadian humor can be a little. That was my burp, and that was my answer.
Can be a little gassy.
It can be a little gassy. I just don't think. I don't think it can
inappropriate.
be really. I think sometimes some Canadian humor kind of like flops.
Oh no, I love it. There's like it's a different brand, it's a different pace. But Mary, she used to like go to like Parliament Hill in this like warrior costume and like interview politicians. It's so camp. I promise you, if I were to find the right clips, I could absolutely sell you on Mary Walsh.
You know what? Sure.
It's just one of those things. I think sometimes one thing that Canadians lack, it's marketing, it's branding. It's like, you don't know it's brilliant because it's just they don't have the budget.
Yes, the budget is the big.
That's the thing. But Mary Walsh killed this hosting. Her like, I don't know. I just felt like her presence. She felt like the first guest host to step up to the plate. She maybe half understood the assignment,
but she stepped up to the plate.
But she stepped up to it anyways.
Yeah.
It was like, this is awesome.
She was there. Yeah. No, I thought she did a great job. And our runway this week is Celine Dion.
Was it like, do they call it Night of a Thousand Celines?
Night of a Thousand Celines. Yeah.
Celines.
Celine. I was going to wear her, it was a dress from a red carpet. I think it was the Billboard Music Awards, I think. Ding. And it was essentially pretty, right?
Oh.
It was just like a white napkin.
Oh, yes, that dress.
Yeah, you tried it on.
Yes, not for me.
Not for you, but absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
It basically was like, it just stops just shy of your cooch, just shy of your butthole, and just covers the front, and then it's like and just goes right down, and it's covered in jewels. It is fab.
It's one of those costumes that's so few pieces that you don't know where you like enter it. You're like, is this the strap?
I felt so hot pussy cunt in it. I'm devastated I could not wear that one on the runway.
No.
It was hot. I would have walked on that runway. They would have been like, oh, juice your body. And I would have been like, oh, I know. I've lost so much weight. Oh, I don't eat a thing when I'm on this, when I'm here. And I'm so nervous all the time.
Literally.
I know.
Stress.
I know. If you watch this season, you'll start to see some outfits look a little baggy.
On who?
Most of the girls.
Right.
You'll start to them look a
withering
little
away.
Yeah, like if you look at Priyanka, she was like withering away by the end of the season. So like you might notice a little looseness in some of the costumes.
Right. It's hard because you custom fit that and you need it to be a certain size, and if you fluctuate even the tiniest bit, sometimes it's very apparent in costumes.
Yeah, and especially when you're stressed for a month and not to say they don't feed you, like they feed you. But
I was gonna say, I was like, did they feed you?
No, they fed us, but it's just like I remember for my lunch, I was so nervous I couldn't eat.
This is the thing. Or sometimes you don't want to eat because it's like you don't want to fuck up your makeup.
You don't want to fuck up your makeup. You don't want to be bloated. So it's like if you don't eat, it's your own fault, you know. But it's like I definitely should have eaten. I also didn't like lunch that day. It was like gross.
You remember lunch?
I remember lunch.
Wow, that's a lot to remember.
It was a very traumatic day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what other standouts for the runway were there? So we know what you were going to do. Who did you think killed it?
So we had Boa, who did the Met Gala with all the fringe, and they did not like it, which I don't know why, because it was an exact replica, but they were like, it's too much fringe.
And they were complaining about the fact that they couldn't see her body underneath.
You couldn't see Celine's. It was an exact replica.
That wasn't the assignment. All shapes and silhouettes can happen on the runway, judges. Not everything has to be hourglass. Like,
so weird.
It doesn't always have to be hourglass.
Yeah.
I think an hourglass figure, yes, it's beautiful, it's flattering, it's timeless. But if that's not what the design calls for, shut up.
Shut up.
Like, literally, it was long fringe. That's fabulous. That was hundreds of dollars of fringe. She spray paints the feather headpiece It was honestly one of the best of the night.
It was great, and they hated it. And then we
no
have
reason.
Rita, who basically just looked like Edith Piaf again.
I know. We were watching this, and Jesus like, she looks like Edith Piaf again.
Like she didn't change. She's Edith after the nap.
She falls asleep again on the runway.
She falls asleep. Yeah, and it's like
and the judges go wild.
And she reveals, and it's like fun for the reveal, and it's like I get the reference, but it's like it wasn't the best timing.
She was doing like retro Celine with like
very retro Celine.
like before the glow up, like before she got a stylist and went like platinum.
She looked like 17 in the photos.
Yeah, that kind of curly hair she had going.
Yeah.
Celine got her teeth done. Like she basically got like a glow up before she went like worldwide.
Yeah.
And I felt like Rita was pulling from those.
She went, let's go vintage.
Let's go old school.
Bobo did, I'm not sure which one she did, but it was beautiful. Whatever one she did.
It was either like a fashion week or a film festival.
I think so.
Paris Fashion Week 2019.
Paris
fabulous.
Fashion Week
It was Paris Fashion Week 2019.
Boom.
It was absolutely fabulous.
You're sort of right.
We're sort of right.
Semi-right.
Close. But hers I thought was beautiful. It was like a beautiful bed sheet.
Yeah. And I liked that hair. The kind of top knot, updo.
Yeah, we don't see Bobo in long hair a lot. So when we see her in it and it's like done up and she's very glamorous, I thought it was quite pretty.
I like that. And it's cool to see the girls give us something we don't see. I think sometimes that's more exciting than the theme itself. It's like, oh, it's different for her. I've never seen her do this.
Yeah, and that's what the magic of Drag Race is, where you get to see how versatile some of the girls are.
Totally.
And then we have Priyanka in the wedding gown.
I liked this.
This is one of the best ones of the night.
This was really cute. The headpiece was camp for me. And then it was a reveal.
Fab.
Gold dress underneath.
Fab.
Amazing.
Absolutely fabulous. Alona's was, well, it was Alona's.
It was not the theme.
It was not the theme.
I swear that, they showed the photo it was based off of. She changed the color. She changed so much of it that I was like,
She made it pastel.
I don't see this.
Yeah, and I think she made a comment about her wearing heels and how she was like, it's the first time I'm wearing heels. Take it in. And I was like, oh, I'd rather it look like Celine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's quite a few Celine references that weren't utilized.
Well, I think she's just so dedicated to, and this is where it's the opposite of we got to see Bobo in a long hair looking glamorous, and then we look at Alona where she kind of really stayed in her lane to stay in her brand.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm so happy that you can be so dedicated to it, but I would have loved to have seen something a little different.
The fact that no one did the backwards blazer she wore to the
I think that was all of us were, some of us had talked about it and we thought it was too obvious that somebody would have done it. So it was so obvious that nobody ended up doing it.
I was dying to see it. I was like, come on, can't somebody go for it?
We were all too worried we were going to get the kimono gate.
Oh, see, that's the thing.
I know.
Kimono gate.
What did Lemon wear?
Lemon did the navy blue bodycon dress and the brown hair.
And they read her for it.
They really come for her body quite a few times this season, and we'll find out that this is a bit of a trigger for her. So I don't think if they'd seen those mirror chats, I think they would have eased up on talking about her body as much, because as a dancer, she's really struggled with this for years. So I even remember at the time being like, come on, where's the padding? Where's the shape? But now I've kind of eased up because I was like, oh, this is clearly really hard for you to
Yeah, and I think we could think about things and how they need to be seen for a complementary silhouette, but also I've started looking and watching TikToks and seeing cis women throwing on their dress, or trans women throwing on a dress, and it's they all have different body shapes.
Totally.
So why do we have to be so dedicated to having these very structured, again, what you said, hourglass shapes, when that's not what all women look like?
Do you know what the one thing I would have done? A little shoulder pad, one of those pointy shoulders.
That would have been great.
It makes that look so dramatic for the stage. But they didn't like it. They didn't vibe.
I would have probably went tighter at the knee.
Oh, right. To
flare
really give it that mermaid.
Yeah, to
swishy,
flare it
wishy.
out, and then you could have the thing. That way it's not that hourglass, but it just looks a little less structured.
Yeah.
You know? But I still really liked it. Do you know what the worst part about it was the wig?
I was going to say, it didn't feel styled. It felt like it was out of the bag.
Well, she had the Heart of the Ocean.
But that's not the wig, honey.
No, but the wig was... I thought you meant the whole thing was styled.
No.
Yeah, no, the wig.
No,
right.
the hair didn't feel styled.
It felt a little shake and go.
Yeah.
That is a shake and go, Jeffrey. Not my ponytail. I see you.
Big difference.
Big difference. But yeah. So then we have... Did we get everybody? Kiara.
Kiara did.
She wore like that black blazer with the frill on it.
Yes. See, this is the thing. Celine comes with some of these like fashion week moments. And the thing with like a fashion week, you're inundated with like so many looks all at once from a bunch of celebrities. I feel like it's better to pick like a red carpet or something that's just a little more.
I don't like the niche reference.
They're very niche, some of these references.
Yeah, I prefer like a very popular
It's like, remember that one Kellogg's commercial she did in like 1994?
Yeah. That's why I went with the red carpet.
It's like
my mind.
Yeah.
You know, but also her ponytail had like 4 hairs.
Oh, yes.
And she was really feeling her pussy in it.
She
and
was flipping it.
I was like, babe, you're flipping 4 hairs.
Uh-huh.
Like, I would love like just one more weft. Just one more.
Oh my God, one more.
10.
I want one total.
I would like a bundle.
Yeah.
But the Celine Dion Runaway was one of my favorites.
Really fun theme.
Such a great prompt.
She needs to be on Canada's Drag Race.
So here's the thing I had said when I had left. I went to the producer and stuff and I said, you just need to tell me right now, is Celine Dion going to be here? And
Good question.
They were like, Juice, we can't tell you that. And I was like, I will end my life right here if you do not tell me. They didn't tell me.
I feel like you said that to a lot of people on the
I was
team.
having a rough time.
I've heard you like quote yourself saying that like 6 times.
Oh, well, when I went home on my first night,
You're
I
like, if I
slammed.
don't get McDonald's, I'm going to kill myself.
Well, I remember when I got home from like
If you don't get Bianca this
elimination.
flashlight and
I'm
call it
gonna
a
kill
flashlight,
myself.
I'm going to kill myself.
Trigger warning. I remember I slammed my face into the counter multiple times when I got back to my room after I got eliminated. Like I was going through it. But
Wait, say that again. You smashed your face into a camera?
counter.
Okay. I was picturing camera and I was like,
I think I like couldn't get a drawer open and it frustrated me and I like started spamming my face. Like,
oh my God.
yeah, Drag Race really fucks you up sometimes.
I know.
Yeah. Then I cried myself to sleep.
But really fun theme.
Yeah.
Would die to see the day Celine Dion be a guest on that show.
Well, she'll never.
Oh, don't say that. Manifest it.
Well,
We got Nelly.
yeah, but Celine is like,
Celine.
no, but Celine has that disease.
I thought she got better.
No.
Yeah,
She was
she
at the
looked way better at
Grammys,
the
but she had like
Grammys.
I think our time of like that era is over.
Oh, the like media girl, like
Well,
showing up and
yeah,
showing
it's
off.
like an incurable disease. Like there's no cure.
Yeah.
So it's like it's slowly going to,
Mhm.
you know, take her ability to do anything away. Like it's very sad.
Well, fun theme.
Uh.
Let's talk about our tops and our bottoms from Snatch Game.
So our winner was
Jimbo.
obviously.
And credit where credit's due. I think there were a couple close contenders, but if you're not able to banter with the other girly pops, you don't get it.
Well,
You
Jimbo
don't get the win.
steamrolled.
Yeah.
She completely steamrolled it.
But here's the thing. And not to be annoying, but it's almost like she didn't steamroll. She waited in that game of like jump rope when it comes to improv, where it didn't feel like she gave Boa the chance to make a funny joke. She fumbled and then she got in there.
Yeah.
It's like double Dutch.
It is, but
Because
it's still
steamrolling implies like what I just did to you right there. I interrupted over you. Whereas like waiting for that beat. So I actually think she was very classy with
She's
it.
like, Juice, if you're wondering what steamrolling is, here is an example live and in person.
right now.
Right now. And then our bottoms were Priyanka and Kiara,
Yes.
which was deserved.
Yeah, that made sense.
They were bad.
That really made sense.
Yeah, they were bad.
Yeah.
But
But then we get a really cool lip sync.
we get the best lip sync of the season.
I love this song. They lip sync to I Drove All Night, which is a cover by Celine Dion of a Cyndi Lauper song.
Oh.
Have you heard Cyndi Lauper's version of it?
No.
It's completely different.
Oh.
Celine has Yeah, it's like it's like more it's like synth rock down tempo.
Oh, this
whereas,
was
like,
when Celine was trying to do that like Yeah.
and it's got all the producing and the pop like song
when
sounds
Celine
to
started
it.
doing things like Alive and like I Drove All Night, like that era of Celine, really does it for me.
Yeah.
Love that Celine.
The
Like
key change at the end of that song.
something about like there's no real like big powerhouse singers like that anymore.
We were talking about this because Ariana's most recent album it's a bit of a it's
It's
chill.
very dreamy and very chill, very R&B.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't have like big voice pop singers.
I know.
I want it.
We need it.
I know. We have Taylor, but there's not a big voice there.
I wouldn't call her a big voice.
She's not a big voice. She's a great songwriter.
Big stadium, small voice.
Big stadium, small little voice.
Yeah.
Anyways, so great lip sync though. Like
Really fun lip sync.
I would say I held the title for the best lip sync until this episode. Tell me a better one. Tell me a better one.
I'm only chuckling because it's like a handful of lip syncs.
Tell me a better one.
You're like, it was me until there was 3 more, and then I was kicked off the slide.
Babe, episode 5, I got 5 good episodes. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. It was me for a good 5 weeks.
Honey, milk it.
I rode that train.
Yeah.
Right to the bank.
You on Twitter, you're just like, just saying, another week's gone by.
Another week and it's still me.
Cue this lip sync. Then you're like silent on Twitter.
And I was like,
congratulations to Kiki. And
yeah, I'm really happy for you guys. That's a really nice. Love that for you. But yeah, it was a fabulous lip sync. And I feel like it could have been a double Shantae.
I couldn't remember if it was.
It was not. And it could have been a double Shantae if 2 things happened. Okay. If they were able to, because they probably couldn't because they didn't have enough episodes. And 2, if Kiki kept her shoes on.
Yes.
She took the shoes off.
But I think one fell off.
You could always put it back on.
And then
it's a slip-on pump. You can put it back on.
A lot of the girls in Vancouver wear those clear straps that actually almost make it a Mary Jane. Like it has it holds it so that it doesn't
Can I be
fall
honest?
off. Yeah, you hate them.
Ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Like,
They're
I
not
get
my
it.
favorite. They're not my favorite.
It's very ugly.
It's kind of like you're going like horseback riding or something. Like you're clicked into a tool.
Like, babe, just wear a strap.
Like clicked into like a ski.
Like put them on, but don't do tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're going to wear like a pump. And if you want to do tricks, wear a strappy heel.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a strappy heel.
Yeah, just a little. Some people think it cuts the line. But
it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a strap.
So I think one fell off and then she kicked the other one in like a moment of like adrenaline.
Yeah. But it's just
then you look crazy on stage.
Well, and I still think she really held her own the entire lip sync and she did great. Like really rewatching it again. Like Pre finds tenderness in small moments with deadpan face and bad posture.
Deadpan stares.
This one, she loves that. Like she loves one of
we love Pre. I feel like we're being extra hard on her because she's just so successful.
She's so successful. I don't care.
And she wins this season.
Yeah,
so.
she fucking wins. I'm allowed to be a little snarky, you know? But I find with Kiki was at 100 from the top.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the other thing to say about once you go to 100, where are you going to go?
Where are you going to go?
Where are you going to go? There's nowhere else. But with that, with Priyanka's slow build to the top and Priyanka already being at 100, it made the lip sync insane.
Iconic.
And you could even see Stacey like losing her mind.
Yeah.
Stacey was like, oh my god, this is crazy. You know? So, but then unfortunately we have to say goodbye to Kiki.
Bye, Kiki.
It was sad. I really like Kiki. I'm still a very big fan.
Totally. I actually forgot how much I loved her confessional look. The cute little
with the little beanie,
the knitwear sweater, and the glasses. I was like,
she's the best.
This francophone
is fine. Kiki's a party girl. Like if you ever want to like party, Kiki's the one to do it with.
I forget where I was. We were in the same city. Sometimes you just like kind of randomly get booked with another queen from another season. And she was shocked at the time I was like calling it a night. I think it was like 11:30 and she was like, really? You're going to bed? And I was like, yes. I'm done.
Sometimes I forgot that she is like in her early 20s.
Yeah, she's a little bit younger.
She's quite a bit younger, and she has the stamina to be able to do those kind of things. But yeah, that's Kiki. So we're gonna get to our very first segment of the night. Where are they now? Where have you been all my life? I've really got to find music for that. So Kiki is still working quite a lot in Montreal. She has had a beautiful, beautiful glow up, which is hard because she was stunning.
Already stunning, and now she's like snatched.
She's absolutely stunning with her look. She is working very consistently right now, traveling lots. And
did she just go viral for something?
She did. She recently went viral with an Iggy Azalea video where, what song is it? So it's her doing the dance with the cropped t-shirt and the giant breastplate, and I think it got like a few million views. Yeah,
millions of views.
I watched it. I was half of the millions of views. I watched it so much.
Yeah, and it was in your head for like weeks.
I was obsessed with it. I would repost it. Like I think I messaged her being like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever watched." Like it's so good. And Kiki, and that's the thing with Kiki, she's got a really good sense of humor. So
truly.
But yeah, very happy for Kiki. She's doing lovely. She's very happy.
Yeah, book this queen.
Book this queen.
She's working in Montreal. Go see her, tip her.
Mostly so I can work with her. I haven't worked with her in so long.
I know. I was gonna say the last time was that gig I went to bed really early. I regret it now.
I think it was the last time I worked with her was probably the Voss tour.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we don't really run in the same kind of gigging circle.
Gigging circle.
I work a lot with the TFT girls.
Fair.
So, and Anyways, but yeah, love Kiki.
We love Kiki. She'll be missed. And I feel like, Kiki won a Kai Kai.
But none of these queens are my type. I know.
Most iconic line of the season. Just gonna say
fabulous.
it. Just gonna say it.
Now we're gonna go to our second segment, which is
What mean thing did JBC say?
We got it.
We got it.
I didn't say today.
I know. I was like, no flair. We're perfect.
Don't add that flair juice.
It's kind of basic. Titanic, I guess it's iconic. Blah, blah, blah. He literally went blah, blah, blah. Jeffrey.
I love it. That was to Lemon, right?
That was to Lemon's
I
outfit.
guess Titanic is iconic. Blah, blah, blah. It's kind of camp to look back at it.
Oh, it can be studied. Like, if Jeffrey actually just, like, committed to the bit, like...
I think he did.
No, he turned his Twitter off. Like, had he, like... He continued the villain energy on social media.
Oh, no.
he
He was
could
getting bullied so bad.
But what I'm saying is, if he could have, like, weathered the storm,
Yeah.
we would come through the other side of it. Sometimes when you hide away from it, it's like then
It makes it worse.
the fans just control the narrative.
Yeah.
And
I
then you
feel
got
like
two queers just talking about it years later.
two little white girls talking about it on, yeah. But I feel like looking back on it, it's funny now because it's just like, it's so over the top.
It's very over the top.
That you're just like, I can't believe
Yeah.
that came out. But he does soften as the season goes. We were having some trouble finding some quotes.
Yes. He gets a little scared when Michelle's there, but we'll get to it later.
We'll get to it. But I'm trying to give Jeffrey his flowers. I'm trying not to be horrible to them.
Our compliment sandwich.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to sandwich it in.
Totally.
Jeffrey, we still love you, and it's like kind of fun to look back on it.
Oh, but another episode down.
Another episode down. Here we go.
Slay.
Yeah, and Cynthia's going to let you know where you can find us on our socials.
Oh my goodness, you can find us. We'll do little icons here, but you can find us on Instagram at Semi-Qualified Queens Pod, on Twitter at SQQ Pod, and I feel like we don't really use the email, so I'm not gonna plug that.
Oh, great.
We'll put it up though.
We'll put it up. Also, if you're watching us on our YouTube, we really appreciate that. We also have our Patreon up. If you want to help support the pod, we are going to have few little Patreon exclusive things up in the near future if you guys want to be checking those out. And also, if you're listening to us on the Sonar Network or wherever you listen to podcasts, we really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week for Semi-Qualified Queen Season 1 Rewind. Good episode.
Good episode.
Good episode. Yeah.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.